basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Golden State Warriors face the Memphis Grizzlies, needing to win. The Warriors are playing very well and winning great victories this season. Unforeseen events happen and Coach Steve Kerr begins to deal with a number of important players for the team. Due to the number of injuries that have occurred, Steve Kerr has always made changes to the starting lineup. For the game against the Memphis Grizzlies, 2 players are already eliminated, which are De'Anthony Melton and Kyle Anderson, who are already ruled out for this game. Since De'Anthony Melton will be out for a long time due to a very serious injury, Steve Kerr trusts the squad and today will make the necessary changes to win the difficult game against the Memphis Grizzlies. The Warriors have been one of the most potent offenses in the NBA during the 2024-25 season, averaging 121.2 points per game, which puts them 3rd overall. Their offense is bolstered by a strong three-point shooting game, where they rank 2nd in the league, making 16.1 threes per contest and shooting 39% from beyond the arc, good for 4th in the NBA. Defensively, the Warriors are more in the middle of the pack, allowing 110.1 points per game, 7th in the league. While they excel at rebounding, grabbing 48.4 rebounds per game, 2nd in the NBA, they allow 45.0 rebounds per game, which puts them 19th in that category. While Melton's absence is a significant blow, the Warriors' bench has really stood out this season. Reserves are currently averaging 58 points per game so far this season, which is the most in NBA history. Brandon Podziemski will likely replace Melton in the starting lineup. 5 predicted starters: Stephen Curry, Brandon Podziemski, Andrew Wiggins, Draymond Green and Tracy Jackson-Davis. Warriors fans are worried about so many injuries, but the reserves have performed well and made up for the absences of the starters. Therefore, fans hope that today they can smile at another victory for the Warriors and that this team can make it to the playoffs. And that more deals will be done during the season, but that the squad will become even stronger and ready to regain the NBA dynasty. The Warriors are a winning franchise and always want to win championships. Warriors are in a great phase and have one of the best players in the NBA, Stephen Curry, an ace. De'Anthony Melton's ACL injury a devastating blow for Warriors. The Warriors, 9-2, began the season with at least 4 candidates vying for the role of Stephen Curry's backcourt partner, Moses Moody, Brandon Podziemski, Buddy Hield and De'Anthony Melton. A few weeks into the season, it was obvious that Melton was the perfect choice, largely due to his defensive acumen. During the Warriors' dynastic run between 2014 and 2022, Curry benefited enormously from having Klay Thompson as his backcourt mate due to the latter's chops as a defender. While Melton can't light it up from deep like Thompson, he's a respectable shooter and one of the better perimeter defenders in the league. Of all of Golden State's choices, he seemed like the perfect foil for Curry to serve as the starting shooting guard. That makes the blow the Warriors were dealt on Thursday all the more devastating. The team announced that Melton suffered a sprained ACL and will remain sidelined until further tests. Typically, even a partial tear of the ACL can rule a player out for at least a few months. Warriors head coach Steve Kerr acknowledged that the injury was a concern for the team heading into the rest of the season. He's obviously a really important player for us and is a guy who we envisioned as, and has done a good job at, the starting 2 guard, Kerr said, per ESPN's Kendra Andrews. It's a concern, for sure. We'll know more over the next few days. Melton's value was on full display during the Warriors' 120-117 win over the Mavericks on Tuesday. In the 4th quarter, the Warriors missed 7 consecutive field goals as the Mavericks took a 7-point lead with 4:02 left. At that juncture, Melton got a stop and converted on the other end with a huge 3. the possession helped swing the momentum in the Warriors' favor, leading to Curry's 10-0 individual run that turned a deficit into a lead in a matter of minutes. As a starter, Melton is averaging 16.5 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists and 2 steals while shooting 50% from 3 with 3.5 three-pointers made per game. In his absence, Kerr is expected to give Moody or Podziemski the starting role. Both youngsters are capable of holding the fort down, but Melton's absence will be sorely felt. Warriors hit with devastating injury news amid hot start. The Golden State Warriors announced on November 14 that starting guard DeAnthony Melton has a sprained left ACL and will undergo further tests. Melton started the last 2 games at shooting guard, with the Warriors winning both games against their Western Conference rivals Dallas Mavericks and Oklahoma City Thunder. In those 2 wins, Melton averaged 16.5 points on 47.8% shooting with 7.0 rebounds, 3.0 assists and 2.0 steals as the perfect complementary to Stephen Curry in the Warriors' starting backcourt. The 6'3" Melton also made 7 three-pointers during that stretch. "It's disappointing," Kerr said, per NBC Sports Bay Area, after their November 14 practice. "That was really the perfect mix. DeAnthony does a little bit of everything: on-ball defense, rebounding, three-point shooting, playmaking. It was great fit, and that's why we targeted him. The fact that he's going to be out the next game is a bummer. We were finding some momentum. We'll see how this unfolds. We've got options, we've got a lot of depth, and we were very capable of filling in. But it's very disappointing for him and for us." Kerr has yet to make up his mind on who will take over Melton's spot in the starting lineup. Previously, Kerr has rotated Moses Moody, Gary Payton II next to Curry in the starting lineup. He also inserted Brandon Podziemski when Curry missed time. The Warriors face a shorthanded Memphis Grizzlies team on Friday, November 15, in an NBA Emirates Cup matchup at home. The Grizzlies have been starting Scottie Pippen Jr. and Jalen Wells in the backcourt, with Ja Morant, right hip subluxation and pelvic muscle strains, and Desmond Bane, right oblique strain, sidelined. Steve Kerr planned to keep DeAnthony Melton as starter before injury. Melton's injury threw a wrench in Kerr's plan to establish his starting lineup. Following their 127-116 win over the Thunder, in which Melton had a double-double, 19 points and 10 rebounds with 3 steals and 2 assists, Kerr declared he plans to keep the guard as the starter next to Curry in their backcourt. "I would like for that starting group that was out there tonight, I would like for that group to be our group going forward," Kerr told reporters. "JK has shown how important he is to us off the bench. He seems to really fit into that role well. We're looking for really good defense to start the game, and that lineup gives us 2 on-ball defenders with Wiggs and Melt, and then 2 bigs with Draymond and Tracy. I think we'll stay with it and see how it goes." Underscore 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 underscore. Steph Curry says DeAnthony Melton was a difference maker. Curry gives his stamp of approval on Melton starting next to him after their huge win over the Thunder. "It's exactly kind of what you expected," Curry said on NBC Sports Bay Area's Warriors post-game live show. "He's been around the block. He's a gamer. When we played against them when he was in Memphis and we were in that 2022 playoff series, he was a difference maker on both ends of the floor. Tonight, that third quarter was huge. He was hitting big threes, playing great defense." Kerr highlighted Melton's two-way skill set as the main reason he wanted to keep him in the starting lineup. "I think it gives us a really good two-way lineup," Kerr told reporters. "You saw what Melton could do at both ends. He's a really good passer, an excellent three-point shooter, and a really good on-ball defender as well. Melt in the starting lineup is something we've talked about a lot in camp and here in the early going. Really liked it. I think it makes a lot of sense for us.